Today's video is going to be about how to fill in the unit circle. As you see here on the screen, we have the blank unit circle that most students get in their pre-calculus class or their trig class. So I'm going to show you how to fill this in quickly so that when anytime you're tested on it, you'll be able to fill it in with little or no problems at all. The trick here to filling in this unit circle is to understand all the different types of patterns that go on in here. A lot of students try to brute force memorize the unit circle, and then they end up not doing well when they are asked to fill this out for a quiz or a test. And you can also get one of these blank unit circles at this website down here by embeddedmath.com. This is where I got my unit circle from. You can get the same unit circle from this website as well. And so let's go ahead and fill out the unit circle. What I'm going to do is start inside at 0 degrees, and I'm going to fill in all my degrees first. So 0, 30, 45, 60, 90. And the pattern from 0 is 30, 15, 15, 30. Again, that pattern is 30, 15, 15, 30. And then you repeat the pattern all the way around the circle till you get back to the starting point. So our next angle is 120 degrees, then 135, then 150, and then we're at 180, which is halfway around the unit circle, then 210, 225, 240 degrees, and 270. Then 300, 315, 330, and 360 degrees. So we have made one full revolution around the unit circle in degrees. Now we're going to fill in the next part, which is our radians. Pay attention to this part because the radians are a little tricky here. So pay attention to how I fill in the radians in each quadrant. So here, this is 0 radians. Then I'm going to write my denominator 6, 4, 3, 2. And in quadrant 1, all my numerators are pi. So in quadrant 1, again, 0, and then your denominators start with 6, 4, 3, and 2, and then at the top is pi. And then I'm going to repeat the process. I already got 2 here, so 3, 4, 6, and then pi is here. And then I'm going to write 2 pi here, 3 pi here, 5 pi here. And if you notice, these numbers in the numerator are one less than that of your denominator. So for example, your denominator is 6, so this would be 5 pi. Here, my denominator is 4. My numerator is 3 pi. My denominator is 3 here. My numerator is 2 pi here. And then pi is halfway around the unit circle. So I'm going to repeat the process again. But again, notice how I'm reflecting 6, 4, 3, 2. And this would be 7 pi over 6, 5 pi over 4, 4 pi over 3, and then 3 pi over 2. And quadrant 3, if you look at your denominators, 6, 4, 3, 2, your numerator is 1 more. So if this is a 6 in quadrant 3, that would be 7 pi. Your denominator is 4. In quadrant 3, your numerator will be 5 pi. Denominator is 3 here, numerator is 4 pi. And then if your denominator is 2, it's 3 pi here. And then finally, we come back around with denominators of 3, 4, 6 again. And then this would be 5 pi over 3. This would be 7 pi over 4. And this is 11 pi over 6 and 2 pi up here. So if this is 2 pi, these numbers in my numerator are 1 less than twice the denominator. Again, my numerator is 1 less than twice my denominator. So in quadrant 4, if this is my denominator is a 6, my numerator is 11 pi. If my denominator is a 4, my numerator is 7 pi. Here, if my denominator is 3, my numerator is 5 pi. So those are all the radians. Next, we're going to fill in our coordinates, okay? So I always start with this over here, 1, 0, and then come over here, reflect. This is -1, 0. And then here, this will be 0, 1. And down here, this will be 0, -1. So that takes care of the axes here. For the rest of these, what I want to do is go around and put 2's in all my denominators here. And then I'm going to start here by writing a 3, a 2, and a 1, and then 3, 2, 1 here. And then all of my 3's and 2's get square roots. My 1's don't get square roots because square root of 1 is 1. So I have just filled out quadrant 1 with all the degrees, angles, degrees, radians, and coordinates. And all I'm going to do is repeat the same thing, just like I did here. Okay? 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, square roots over 3's and 2's. But here in quadrant 2, my first number is negative because that's the x coordinate, okay? And then in quadrant 3, I'm going to do the same thing, write 2's in my denominators, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, square roots over 3's and 2's. But this time in quadrant 3, both x and y are negative, okay? And then in quadrant 4, repeat the process, denominators of 2's, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. I'm running backwards. I wrote these backwards. Well, the 2's are correct, excuse me. These 2's are correct. This is supposed to be 3, 2, 1. And then down here, 3, 2, 1. Square root, square roots, square root over 2's and 3's. But this time, my y coordinate is negative. My y coordinate is negative. Okay, so there's the unit circle. And so now all we need to do is fill out these outer parts here. And these are our trig functions here. So what helps is the mnemonic, or acronym, all students take calculus. All right, so that means sine, cosine, tangent, cosecant, secant, and cotangent are all positive, and none of them are negative. Okay. In quadrant 2, that's the letter S. So what's positive is sine theta and cosecant theta. Okay. And then negative is cosine theta, tangent theta, secant theta, and cotangent theta are all negative. T is for tangent. That means tangent theta and cotangent theta are positive. And then the sine theta, cosine theta, cosecant theta, and secant theta are all negative here. C is for cosine, so that means cosine theta and secant theta are positive. And sine theta, tangent theta, cosecant theta, and cotangent theta are all negative. Okay? And then to finish this off, I always write my unit circle definitions on here to help me. So I'm going to do that in a moment. But this is how you would fill out the whole unit circle. So I would do this several times. So the more you fill out the unit circle the way I filled it out, the better you'll be, the more comfortable you'll be. It'll be second nature to you. Now, when I use this as a reference, I always write my unit circle definitions here. I always write that x is cosine, X is cosine of theta, y is sine of theta, and tangent is y over x. So if I know those three, I automatically know the other three because the other three are just reciprocals of each other. So for example, secant theta would be 1 over x, and cosecant theta would be 1 over y, and cotangent theta would be x over y. You can actually remember those by just, of course, taking reciprocals of these relationships. So once you take the reciprocal of both sides, you'll get the other three as well. So this concludes the video on how to fill in the unit circle. Go and practice doing the unit circle. And I challenge you to see if you can fill it in under 5 minutes. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to